Thank you all. Thank you for coming tonight. We are so thrilled, we women, girls, ladies, to be back here at UMKC. And we are just delighted to have a chance to talk about the topic that you've given us, which is work-life balance. And I have to say that as a Texas girl, I do understand that football takes precedence over everything else. And so I get the whole homecoming thing. It's just the way life is, speaking of work-life balance. So we have been engaged in this intergenerational conversation now for about 3 years. And during that time, our young'un, Courtney, has turned 30. Deborah has had 2 incredibly gorgeous twin babies. And Crystal and I just keep getting better. We're intrigued with the topic of work-life balance. What is it? Does it exist? Why is it important? And how do the generations look at this topic differently? True confessions, it seems to always be Courtney who has it all together more than all the rest of us. She always is on top of things. And so she actually developed 3 questions for us to address tonight. If we can move yeah, thank you. These are the 3 questions that we're going to discuss individually, and then we want to engage you in conversation about the topic. So, when have you felt powerful at work or at home? When have you benefited from shared power at work or at home? And to what extent do you feel you have the power to create work-life balance for yourself? So that we start, this will be my symbol for moving forward. I don't quite know. Okay, all right. Oh, sorry, we missed one. Keep going. Oh, okay, this is good. So that we start from the same context, I wanted to take a quick look as just giving an overview of where women are today. Everybody seems to know that this is Women's Moment. We've had Nicholas Kristof's and Cheryl DeWone's blockbuster book, Half the Sky, that says that the moral imperative of the 21st century is the empowerment of women. How many of you have read or heard of this book? Almost, yes, it seems to have gotten a great deal of play. Marketers know that women are where their bread is buttered, and they market to us. But the fact is, we can, okay. This is Catherine Bigelow, the first woman director to win an Oscar. And when I saw this picture of her, when I saw her on the screen with this sort of look on her face, it was almost like she's holding these 2 Oscars and not exactly knowing what to do with it. I just had this feeling that this is where women are. So I want to just throw out a few numbers for you and give you a quick overview of where women are in the culture right now. So what do these numbers mean to you? Anybody got a thought? So 51% of the population, that's women. We're 54% of the voters and 17% of Congress. Next one. Does that look familiar? We're here in a university, it should. Women earn 60% of the college degrees. We're just this year 50% of the workplace, 18% of the top leadership positions in organizations. Next one. 85-15. Remember what I said about the marketers? Women buy 85% of the consumer goods. But we make up 15% of the boards of directors of the companies that decide what they're going to sell us. What is wrong with this picture? Next one. Bet you know this one. 78 cents to the, absolutely. Women earn 78 cents to men's dollar. Next one. This one is a little esoteric, so I'll just give you it right away. Women hold 3% of the top clout influential positions in media companies. Therefore, it's not much of a wonder that women represent only 16% of the talking heads who pontificate on the political talk shows every Sunday morning. Next one. And this is the one I really want you to pay attention to. 15 and 15. Any guesses? So women are often really complaining a lot about the fact that only 15% of the op-eds on the op-ed pages are written by women. But guess what? Women submit 15% of the op-eds to op-ed pages. So you can't get published if you don't submit. You can't win for office if you don't run. You can't be in the C-suite if you don't make an application for the position. And so the revolution is clearly unfinished. Betty Friedan said in the 1960s Mad Men era that women had a problem that had no name. The advances that we have made since then have created many opportunities for women, and women have achieved so much. And that has created a new set of problems. So today we have a problem that does have a name. We call it work-life balance, loud and clear. And Courtney is going to start.